So we've just finished a 5K warm-up and he's going to go through his drills and stretching, and basically the workout is, it's 6K, 4 miles roughly of hills, and each hill will vary between something from 30 to 50 meters up to something that could be 300 or 400 meters. The gradient can vary from something that's 1 or 2% up to something that's 10%. So the idea is to just hit everything hard, keep a solid float in between, so it's a really good, strong cross-country workout. And when he gets back to here, he has 5K from here back to the parking lot that he has to keep working hard and maintaining, and it's a constant climb all the way up. So this is just purely a really tough strength workout. I sort of came up with this with a guy called Andrew Leatherby, who's an Australian athlete, way back in the early 2000s, and it's something that I've always given my marathoners to do. So, Laura Thweet ran 2:25, and this was something that we implemented in. Jake's obviously run 2:10, and something that we've implemented into his training. And so, the other guys that I get, we just do this as a cross-country course, and this is it. We might tack on an extra mile at the end of it just to try and maintain some rhythm on tired legs. But for the marathoners, it's a constant climb all the way back. So this is his last real big hard workout, and then from next week we'll start to dial it in and back things off a little bit and look for a little bit more quality, backs off his long runs, etc. So it'll be interesting to see how well he goes. He's got his eyes on my course record of 16:15, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Old Boom Echo, which I would. I'm not gonna wear them today because they're pretty high stack height. This guy's all rutted.
As much as this is going to be a key workout for us, it can't be living by the sword and dying by the sword. Okay, so we do the hills as prescribed and as planned. All right, we come back, we bang out the 5K, and whatever it is, but you can't be just throwing every single thing that you've got at it to the detriment of what's going to happen next week. So this has got to be something that you're running aggressively hard, controlled aggression. When you get to that tempo, you're grinding it, you're doing it well, but whatever you do, don't go to the well, right?
It's in the tempo.
Yeah, if we get halfway up and you are feeling like a bucket of crap, we've got to pull, right? So we get through the first mile, we get up that middle hill, and then we get into the farmlands. Obviously it's going to be hard, but there's a difference between it's hard and you're on top of it and grinding versus you're redlining and you're going backwards and it's becoming a really tough day. Alright, so we can't have this be, we have to do it, this is what was on the schedule, we've got to balance it out, right? So just give it everything you've got, but whatever you do, this is not going to determine whether you're going to be top 10 or not.
Yeah.
Alright? We might wait for this lady to come down so we don't this in my head that this is the biggest workout, I've got to smash it, I've got to make it the best ever, so that I could feel mentally secure about myself.
Yep.
Whereas now with you, I'm saying we don't need to have that option, right? It's just do it normal, don't put pressure on yourself.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Go again to the top. no weight. All right, buddy. All right, let's go. Short and sharp. Down all the way. Good job. All right, kick your legs back. Great running, buddy. 21:18, 21:19, 21:20. Fantastic. Find your feet now. You've got a mile to get that rhythm. Use your smile to get that cadence, get that rhythm going. Come on. Real good. All right, man, this is where it's going to get hard. Work out right here. Come on, push up. There you go. Good job. Come on, 6 more minutes of running. 6 more minutes. Stay on it. Come on, got to keep grinding.
Is he on track to beat the record?
He's close.
Close.
Come on, buddy. The difference between top 10 and not being top 10 is here. Stay on it. Come on. Last kick behind. Come on. Come on. really solid, man. It's only 30 seconds off your best. I know.
I had nothing from the start.
I know. Well, I also think you spent a lot of your biscuits on the hill because you ran 21:20 for the hill course. So if you didn't have a lot in you, which, you know, still might be suffering a little bit from Monday, but that's still good.
Yeah, that's right.
We'd be having a different conversation if it was between 18 and 20 minutes. That mile, you were around 5:10. And so at that point, I was like, you need to be around about 5 minutes coming through it. But you still held, right? Like there was 2 patches in that last 2 miles that you started to go and you could see the vulnerability in you. But then as soon as I...
every once in a while, but I just couldn't fucking hold it.
But each time I said something, you were able to change the gears and get like back in sync and grind again. So this is going to...
It's fucking there. I just can't get to it.
I
just felt so weak and empty.
But
my legs just didn't feel like they had anything in them.
it's there, but the only time it needs to be there is when you actually do the race. Right? Like how many people do their best workouts ever and that's where they leave it? It's left on the training track. Right? So I think today was actually a really good workout. Yeah, we want to break records all the time and we want to run faster than we ever have. But that's not realistic in the whole scheme of things. And I said to you before we started the workout, right? Don't make this your A goal that you're going to have your whole Olympic campaign resting on this workout. Because if you do that, you make the same mistakes I made, right? If you could come and do this and replicate this 9 out of 10 times, you are going to be a very good athlete, right? Consistency comes from consistency. And you don't want to be just banging out one great workout and then dropping off for the rest. So I think it was perfect, right? I mean, yes, I would love you to have run 30 seconds quicker, which is close to your PR, but it just wasn't there. But you still grinded, you still got what we needed out of it. Were you hurting like an absolute bitch coming up that hill? There you go. What's the last 10 miles going to be like in Sapporo? You're going to be hurting like that. So at least you've given your body a chance to be like, all right, in 3 weeks' time, this is what I'm going to have to do, right? It's muscle memory. You're trying to teach your brain and your body to fight and to grind and to give it some form of likeness to what you're going to be experiencing, right? And as I've told you, this is the only thing I've ever done in my training that replicates what it's like hitting 36K and having to grind up that hill with nothing left in the tank, but you're asking and willing and pushing and fighting for it. So I think it was good. And we've got another week, right, to now all of a sudden dial it back down, get a bit more in the tank, but you're a competitor, right? You want to run fast every single time you do it.
I want to not have another gear. I just didn't have another gear.
No, you're fine. When we do the 5 mile next week, it'll be good, all right?
I'm in a better place now.
You said it's there, right?
Pretty warm today too.
Well, look, we're 3 weeks out from the Olympics. If he ran the best workout of his life and he's punching the air, it's 1 or 2 things is going to happen. That's going to have been his marathon workout, which I see 90% of people, they do their best marathon race in their training. By the time they get to the marathon, they don't have it in them. So, you know, we're probably at, 85 to 90%. And I'd rather him going in on the up rather than cooked 3 or 4 weeks out and then starting to, de-accelerate and, not be in a position of racing well. So, I mean, it is what it is. It was a really good, solid workout. But Jake always has like these A, B, C metrics, and it probably doesn't help that I always boast about having run that section in 16:15. So there's like competitiveness to break my record. But he was only 30 seconds off what he's run. I mean, Andrew Leatherby has run in and around that multiple times, and he was a 2:11 guy, right? So the metrics are there. So he got what he needed out of it. He needed to have like a good grinding, butt-kicking workout where he's mentally asked multiple times in that workout, can he grind it, can he finish it off, and he did. Like, I've had athletes do that and they get halfway up it and they just stop. Like, it's just too much. It's too hard. So if you can complete it, that's probably one of the biggest obstacles that you can be proud of yourself for, because it has broken a few people on it. I've talked about the people that it's made, but it's also ruined a few people. So, but anyway, I thought it was good,
First tempo, I think especially considering how my legs felt, like I started up that first hill and like, it was like a half empty water bottle in my legs. Like, it just wasn't that snap to it. So I was afraid that it was going to be like 12 minutes on the way up or something like that. So hit the top at 11:08, which is about as good as I ever do. Came back 21:20. Like, it's pretty damn solid for the tempo part. So I'm happy with that. And then just yeah, didn't quite transition as well. I don't know how much of the rest of this you got, but like I was, yeah, didn't feel like I had that top gear. I mean, this is why, you know, I've been doing this for over a decade, but this is why you have a coach, is to talk you off the ledge and make sure you don't go out and do something stupid and try and grind hard workouts until you feel like you hit it and then run your race out of yourself. So Lee has earned my trust, so I just put my head down, keep doing what's on the schedule, and you know, trust that we'll come into Sapporo.
What did you run in this workout before we did Chicago and you ran 2:10?
16:55?
It was very, very close to what you ran here, right? And then obviously you ran quicker when we did it again.
Oh, the
Only
first time
marginally.
for Chicago, yeah.
Before you did Chicago, you were around, it was about 17:10, 17:15, which is exactly what you ran today, and you come out and you ran 2:10. So the bottom line is that's where we're at, right? You know, and you've done a couple where you've run 20 to 30 seconds quicker, but you know, we're splitting hairs on that.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's warm, the air quality is a little thick. We've got the fires from California that are coming in, and you know, on Tuesday when we did the workout, he was already telling me that he was suffering from a little bit of, you know, stomach distress, and he's probably dehydrated and needs to get a lot more electrolytes pumped into him. But again, I can't reiterate enough, before the start of the workout I said 21:30 to 22 on the hills, and then when we get in, see how you are on the mile, and then if you get through that mile, we then grind it and it'll be what it'll be. And you know, it's tough when you give a guy like an A- or a B+, but they're not happy with it, right? Because all they want is the A+. And so that's the joys of having Jake, is he's very competitive and he sets himself extremely hard goals. They're realistic, but they're hard goals. And I keep telling him, don't make the same mistakes that I made, because this is what I did. I'd come out here, I'd have these metrics, I'd have to hit it, right? And I'd always go into the Olympics. Like I went into 3 Olympics, unbelievably confident, knew that I could run well, but you know, apart from Sydney where I tore my stomach muscle at 23k, the other 2, I was in the best shape of my life, but my marathon, Olympic marathon, had been done in my preparation leading up to it, and by the time I got to it, I was a car with 4 gears, you know, a car with 5 gears, but only 4 were working, and I never ran well. I was always cooked. And so, you know, the rule of thumb that I have with Jake is, you know, we're going to do a lot of what I did that I know that worked, but when we're getting into big races, we change the psychology, and it has to be different so that he can go in on the up. You know, Jared Ward's been top 10. I mean, there's been a lot of American athletes that have ran well, and Jake, he's no different to a lot of them. He could be in the top 10 if we do everything right and we change and switch a little bit of his competitive psychology so that he doesn't go in having cooked himself in his training. So we'll take it.
Good job, guys.